got to see, listen, how many, inside this room right now, there are people that come from broken families. There are people that come from abusive families. There are people that come from a life of sin. There's people that walked in here today that have depression. There's anxiety. There's pride. So you think you can do this on your own, and you can't. But listen, you've got to see where you're at, and you've got to act on it. So, I want you to bear with me. Because I'm reminded of a people. I'm reminded of a people that was in a place of hopelessness. I'm reminded about a story about a people that was hopeless, on the path towards death, consumed with their sin. All their wrong had overtaken them. Even their good was filth. They were acquainted with fear. Depression had total dominion. Sorrow was superior. Guilt was their gauntlet. Innocence seemed at a never-reaching grasp. Life was nothing worth living for. They basked in their darkness, never knowing what true light was. This people pursued their own desires. They were filled with hate, lust, and deceit. Pride was their playground. They slipped and fell over their selfish steps, associated with the creeping threat of no tomorrow. Love was a four-letter curse word. A society of I and me's, bound by the burden of materialism. A what can I get out of it? How about me? Why would I do that type of group? Buying bondage at a high price. Purchasing moments of so-called pleasures only to be crushed by the consequences. Pursuing a look-at-me attitude. Not knowing that they were on the road of total and complete destruction. Listen, some of you may be a part of this people. Some of you may have come out of that type of people. But listen to me. Someone stepped in. Listen to me. Someone stepped in. Someone seen where you were. Someone seen where you were. Do you remember? Someone seen where you and I were. He's seen us in our mess. He's seen us from His place of perfection. He sent us and didn't just pass by on the other side. He's seen us and chose us. He's seen us and chose to come to our aid. He chose to mend our broken heart. He chose to step in instead of stepping out. He went to bat for you. He took your darkness and filled it with His light. He took your sin and He didn't just cover it, but completely erased it. He pressed the delete button on all your past failures. He washed you and made you brand new. He took your regrets. He placed all your guilt on Himself. Now look at me.